The bullet grazed Amara's shoulder as she dove behind a shipping container at Busan port. Blood seeped through her jacket, warm against her skin. She clutched the jade pendant tighter, the one she'd just appraised for 15 million won, the one that wasn't supposed to exist. Her phone buzzed. Jisoo's message flashed. They know you touched it. Get out now. But 3 men in suits blocked the only exit, and the ocean stretched endlessly behind her. Footsteps approached. Amara pressed against the cold metal, her breath coming in sharp bursts. Then everything went dark. Someone had thrown a heavy cloth over her attackers. When the fabric fell, all 3 men lay unconscious. A figure stood in the shadows, tall and lean. He stepped into the light, and Amara's stomach dropped. He was striking in an unsettling way, all sharp features and eyes like deep water, beautiful and drowning dangerous. Pendant, he said in English tinged with a soul accent. You activated it. Who are you? Amara gasped, pressing her wounded shoulder. Taemin. And you just woke something that's been sleeping for 300 years. He moved closer and she noticed the strange symbols glowing faintly on his neck. That pendant chooses its keeper. It chose you. Now you're bound to me until one of us dies. Before she could process his words, Taemin grabbed her hand. The moment their skin touched, Amara's vision exploded. She saw a woman thrown into the sea, chains around her ankles. She saw Taemin drowning over and over in different bodies, different centuries. She saw death written in water and blood. Welcome to Afro-Korean Tales Hub, where African and Korean worlds collide in ways you never expected. If you're into supernatural mysteries, dangerous connections, and stories that'll make your heart race, you're exactly where you need to be. Drop a comment telling us where you're watching from and smash that like button. Hit subscribe right now because this story is about to take a turn that'll leave you breathless. And trust me, you don't want to miss what comes next. When Amara opened her eyes, she was on a boat. Her shoulder had been bandaged. Taemin sat across from her, staring at the sea. What did you do to me? Her voice was raw. 3 centuries ago, my family betrayed a sea priestess. She cursed us before she died. Every generation, one Lee heir is bound to drown over and over, living and dying in an endless cycle. The pendant you touched was hers. It's been hidden for decades. You're not Korean, which means the curse is mutating, trying something new. That's impossible. You saw it. You felt her anger. Taemin turned to face her. The curse resets every 30 years. I've lived 7 lifetimes, drowned 7 times. Each time I remember everything. Each time it gets worse. How long do I have? 48 hours. Then the sea will call you. You'll walk into the water and never come back, unless we break the binding before then. Amara touched the pendant still hanging around her neck. It was warm, almost alive. Why would it choose me? Maybe because you're the first person in 300 years strong enough to survive touching it. Or maybe because the priestess wants revenge on my family so badly, she's willing to drag an innocent woman down with me. He stood. My grandmother knows you have the pendant. She'll kill you to protect our family's secrets. She's already killed 3 people who got too close. If you're loving this supernatural thriller, hit that subscribe button now. Drop a like if dangerous bonds and impossible choices are your thing, because this story is about to get darker. Amara woke in a coastal house in Yosu. Salt air filled her lungs. Taemin was cooking ramyeon, moving with the ease of someone who'd lived too many lives. Tell me about the priestess. Her name was Nea. She came from across the sea, traded in blessed objects and protective charms. My ancestor fell in love with her, but his family refused the match. They thought she was too foreign, too powerful, too dangerous. So they framed her for theft, tied her with chains blessed by their shaman, and threw her into the sea during a storm. And the curse, as she drowned, she swore the Lee family would know her pain. One heir every generation would belong to the water, would die in it over and over until someone from her bloodline returned to break it. But her bloodline is gone. All her family died centuries ago. Taemin set a bowl in front of her, or so we thought. You're wearing her pendant. It shouldn't have responded unless. He stared at her. Do you know your ancestry? My grandmother was Ghanaian. She practiced traditional medicine, worked with water rituals. Amara's hand went to the pendant. She said our family had power in our blood, that we could speak to spirits. Taemin sat slowly. Then you're not just a keeper. You might be the key. The door exploded inward. An elderly woman entered, radiating authority despite her small frame. 2 bodyguards flanked her. Grandmother, Taemin stood. I told you not to come. I own this house. I go where I please. Her eyes fixed on Amara. So you're the one, half African, I'm told. How fitting that his curse would find another outsider. She's under my protection. Protection? The old woman laughed, bitter and sharp. You've died 7 times, Taemin. What protection can you possibly offer? The pendant is ours. We'll destroy it like we should have centuries ago. You can't destroy it. It's bound to her now. If it breaks, she dies. Then she dies. Better one stranger than our family's honor. Taemin moved between them. No more deaths for our pride. Remember what happened to Uncle Minyu when he tried to hide the pendant? Grandmother's face hardened. Dead, drowned in his own bathtub because he was weak because he tried to apologize to a ghost. This curse has taken enough from us. Taemin grabbed Amara's hand. His grip was desperate. Run. There's a temple in Jeonju. Find Sister Boa. She knew Nea's story. She might know how to break this. What about you? I'll be fine. I always survive. Until I drown again. He pushed her toward a back door. Go, now. Amara ran through narrow streets as rain began to fall. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. The Temple of 7 Waters in Jeonju. Sister Boa expects you. You have 40 hours left. The sea is already calling. I can feel it. Don't listen to the water. Don't go near it. Taemin, your grandmother said she'll destroy the pendant. Let her try. It survived 300 years. Just get to the temple. Sister Boa was younger than Amara expected, maybe 50, with kind eyes and scarred hands. You touched Nea's pendant. The curse recognized you. Come inside. Over tea made with seawater, Sister Boa explained everything. I've spent 20 years researching Nea's story. She wasn't just murdered. She was pregnant. The Lee family killed her and her unborn child. The curse isn't just about drowning. It's about stolen futures. About bloodlines ended before they could begin. Can it be broken? 3 conditions. First, a descendant of Nea must forgive the Lee family freely, with full knowledge of the crime. Second, the current Lee heir must offer his life willingly to the sea in exchange for breaking the cycle. Third, it must happen where Nea died during a storm under a new moon. When's the next new moon? Tomorrow night. Sister Boa handed Amara a silver bracelet. This will keep the waters call quiet for another day. But understand, breaking this curse means Taemin drowns for the last time. He doesn't come back. Amara's hands shook. There has to be another way. Do you think I haven't looked? I've studied every text, every ritual. The curse was born in sacrifice. It can only end in sacrifice. Either Taemin gives his life, or you give yours, or the cycle continues. Someone always drowns. That evening, Taemin found her at a coffee shop in Jeonju. His hair was wet from rain. You know, don't you? What it takes to break it. Amara couldn't look at him. I won't let you die for me. I've died 7 times already. What's once more if it means the curse finally ends? You don't come back this time. Taemin, you just stop. I know, he smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. I'm tired, Amara. I'm so tired of drowning, of remembering, of living just to die again. Maybe ending is its own kind of freedom. Amara grabbed his hand. What if we don't break it? What if we just run? You have 40 hours. Then you walk into the sea and I wake up in a new body in 30 years, remembering you drowned because I was a coward. He touched her face gently. I've watched 7 people die because of my family's sin. I won't watch an 8th. Tomorrow night, the cliffs where Nea died. Will you come to watch you die? Tears burned Amara's eyes. To forgive us, he said quietly. That's all we need. Your forgiveness. Can you give that? I don't know. If you're still watching, hit that subscribe button right now. Drop a like if this story has you feeling all kinds of emotions, because we're heading into the final act and it's going to break your heart before it heals it. The storm came early. By sunset, rain lashed the cliffs above Yongduam. The sea below was violent, churning white. Amara and Taemin stood at the edge, drenched. Sister Boa chanted nearby, her voice barely audible over wind and waves. This is where she died, Taemin shouted over the storm. This is where my family threw her in chains. Are you sure? Amara's heart was breaking. There's no other way. He turned to her, rain streaming down his face. In 7 lifetimes, I never let myself care about anyone. I was too afraid. But you, Amara, you made me want to live, really live, even knowing this was coming. Thank you for that. Headlights cut through the rain. A car screeched to a halt. Grandmother emerged with her guards. Stop this immediately. It's done, Grandmother. Taemin's voice was steel. I'm ending what you should have ended decades ago. You'll destroy our family. You destroyed our family the moment you chose pride over justice. Everything we have is built on murder. I won't carry that anymore. Sister Boa stepped forward. The ritual requires forgiveness and sacrifice. Both are being freely given. You have no power here. Grandmother lunged forward, but her guards held her back, uncertain. Taemin turned to Amara one last time. Do you forgive us for killing Nea, for the curse, for bringing you into this? Amara looked at the pendant, then at Taemin, then at the furious sea below. She thought of Nea, pregnant and terrified, sinking into darkness. She thought of her grandmother's stories about ancestral pain and healing. She thought of Taemin's eyes, tired from dying, desperate for peace. I forgive you, she said, and meant it. I forgive your family. I forgive the fear and hatred that killed Nea. I forgive the curse she made in her pain. And I release you, Lee Taemin. I release you from drowning. He smiled, real and whole. Thank you. Then he stepped backward off the cliff. Amara screamed and lunged forward, but Sister Boa caught her. The pendant around her neck exploded with light, green and gold and blue like the sea in sunlight. The light shot down to where Taemin had fallen. For a moment the storm paused. The wind held its breath. Then the pendant shattered. Amara felt the curse break like chains snapping. Her chest expanded, suddenly free of weight she hadn't known she carried. The sea below calmed. Taemin, she whispered, and then louder, Taemin. A hand grabbed the cliff edge. Taemin pulled himself up, gasping, alive. Sister Boa helped haul him onto solid ground. That's not possible, Grandmother breathed. The curse takes the air, always. Not this time, Sister Boa said. True forgiveness, freely given by Nea's blood. True sacrifice, freely offered by the Lee heir. The curse got what it needed. Justice, acknowledgement, release. The sea doesn't need more death, it needed healing. Amara grabbed Taemin, sobbing, You're alive, you're really alive. He held her like she was the only solid thing in the universe. I don't know how many lifetimes I have now. Maybe just one. But if it's with you, it's enough. Behind them, police sirens wailed. Sister Boa had documented everything, every death the Lee family had covered up for centuries. Grandmother stood frozen, watching her empire crumble. You've destroyed us, she said to Taemin. I freed us, he replied. 6 months later, Amara opened an art gallery in Seoul, specializing in West African and Korean traditional crafts. She'd called it 7 Waters. Taemin walked in carrying lunch. He looked different, lighter, like he was finally living in his own skin instead of borrowed time. Your grandmother's trial starts next week. I know, I'm testifying, all of it. Every death, every cover-up. Do you regret it? Losing your family name? Taemin set down the food and pulled her clothes. I regret 7 lifetimes of drowning. I regret not knowing you sooner. But this, us, never. He kissed her then, soft and certain, in a gallery filled with art from 2 worlds. You know your cousins still want the pendant pieces, right? We'll never be completely safe. Amara said. I know, Taemin replied. But I'd rather live dangerously with you than safely alone. Outside, Seoul buzzed with life. In a small gallery, 2 people who should have been destroyed by an ancient curse were instead building something new, something that proved even the deepest wounds could heal when people chose forgiveness over vengeance, love over fear. So there it is. Amara and Taemin broke a 300-year-old curse, destroyed a corrupt family legacy, and found love in the aftermath. If you made it to the end, drop a comment below and let me know where you're watching from. Hit that like button if this story kept you on the edge of your seat, and subscribe because I've got more stories coming that'll take you on journeys you never saw coming. Thanks for watching. And remember, sometimes the most powerful magic isn't the curse itself, but the courage to forgive and the strength to choose love when everything else demands revenge.